Yeah, Francis,
Ready to go?
we're good.
We're good.
Great. Good morning, everyone. This is the meeting of the Finance Committee of the Environmental Facilities Corp. Today is Thursday, May 22nd. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Can I get a roll call?
Certainly, Chair Corcoran.
Here.
Director DeMarchi.
I thought you were answering me.
Here. And Director Zarowski.
I'm here.
And I know for the record, Director Krasansky is absent, but you have a quorum for the committee.
Great. Thank you so much. So we have a quorum, so we can vote on the minutes, or we can't because of the absences. So I think we cannot because of the absence. So if I could, the first item that we have on our agenda today is the draft minutes from the June 20th meeting. Because of the absence of Director Krasansky and Director DeMarchi's absence, we don't have a quorum for the purpose of approving the minutes. So if I could, I'd like to get a motion to postpone the approval until the next meeting. So moved.
Make that second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great. And our second item, which is the draft minutes from December 12th, 2024. Same issue due to the absence of Director Krasansky and Director Zarowski's absence. We would like to postpone those until the next meeting. So again, I'll make a motion to postpone until the next meeting.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. All right. And with that, our next item on the agenda is the presentation by Emily Jameson, the authorization request for the issuance of New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation State Clean Water and Drinking Water Revolving Fund Revenue Bonds, Series 2025C for the New York City Municipal Water Finance Authority. Is there a motion we'll do the motion first. So is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All right, discussion. Emily, if you would lead us in the presentation.
Yes, good morning. Thank
Good
you.
morning.
So this proposed deal is $727,940,000. It would be our Series 2025C, which is a tax exempt series using the New York Water indenture. We'd be using the subordinated indenture in this case. There's a couple different pieces to this financing. There's the 2015A refunding, and there's also the new money portion, which will refund two clean water and two drinking water financings, our 2022 short term and our 2024 short term. The new money piece would cover 12 different projects. The refunding piece would provide $8 million in PV savings. I say that, I think if folks have paid attention to the market at all lately, you know that that's a number that changes on nearly a daily basis. So, TBD on what the final savings are. However, we do feel like the refunding makes sense at this point. We're talking about a closing or a pricing July 14th and 15th with a closing date of August 5th. One thing I wanted to note that is slightly different than the finance memo is that we've gotten a lot of feedback from folks that longer issuance of POS, especially in these market conditions, will benefit our sale. So we actually anticipate having the POS out on July 1st instead of July 7th, which we had initially anticipated. So those are the major details of the sale. Does anyone have any questions?
Thanks, Emily. Well, I guess the one question just is, because this is going on everywhere, and you just mentioned it, that, it makes sense now, but it's changing day to day, if not minute by minute, in terms of whatever. So I guess the only question I'd ask is, if assuming your view is that it still makes sense now, as it sounds like it does, are there events, or what would be an event that would make it not make sense, right? What are you looking at between now and say whenever that may be the thing we should all be aware of or keeping an eye out for?
Yeah, I think that's a fair question. I mean, I think for the first time in my memory, we definitely saw when we had the tariffs put into place, a halting of the market for that week, and a lot of folks went day to day in terms of deciding when to issue. So certainly if a major event like that occurs again, that would be something we're watching for. I think this is honestly why we have a team that you put together of underwriters and financial advisors and have folks who have that sense of the market. Because, obviously we are in volatile times right now, but right now the market seems to have settled for the time being and it looks good. I think that we will do our best to be thoughtful as we decide if and when to price. But I think by having the schedule laid out the way we do, I think that, there is some flexibility there if we needed it. The short terms for New York Water mature in September. So I think that's sort of the overall thought process we have in terms of trying to price now. Also in terms of, the market, it seems like the summer months, July, August, tend to have a decent amount of supply in terms of, or I should say demand, in terms of folks wanting to purchase bonds. So I think that's advantageous for us as well. Not a lot of folks come to the market during that time.
Good question, Adam. Thank you, Emily. Are there any other questions from any of the other members? Okay, there being none, just for clarity, this is a motion to recommend the proposed financing being accepted and approved by the full board. And so once again, I make that recommendation. Adam seconded. And all in favor of recommending to the full board for approval? Aye.
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 It is unanimous with our quorum. And so with that, I want to thank Emily for the presentation today and dealing with the day-to-days and the members of the committee. Thank you for your attendance. With that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
That's speedy,
All right.
efficient meeting, Francis.
Thank you, Director Zawadzki. Have a good one. All right, all.
See you in a bit.
So moved. Everyone, we're done. Thank you.
See you soon.